Alright, so today I'm gonna be recording 1 hour of playing General. I hope to push 100 medals. Let me know if you watch till the end, and I'm gonna see you in the gameplay. I actually want to keep this more unedited of a video to show you some intricacies of plays, explain some thoughts I have along the way, and as we start things off, I believe we will play against Digger Bond Blasters, and yeah, that's pretty much it. What you wanna do in this position is actually to kite with General and figure things from now on, as many players follow their plays with some super Ape or something. It isn't the case for him, but you'd be surprised how many bizarre decks you can for now meet in the arena. So right now I believe we are in the tie position. I pretty much cannot push into him because he'll make a huge counter push, and same goes for him, so we can pretty much only harass each other. For instance, like if I go into this gunner, I'll probably die, so the best play, even though the Super Devil was played, the best play is to just bomb and forget about the push. I'm gonna play Footman Barrel to force out mana, unfortunate for him. There's the Bomber, new card, and actually I want to counter those for a positive trade, like that. You cannot actually counter with pure skeletons, bone blasters, but you can counter them with the support of the any tiny, honestly. Alright. I'm gonna just take as much value as I can, and those were pretty good hits. I'm gonna slow this push down with a Footman Barrel. Longsword of course was dead, so no worries of that. I'm gonna play some good moves right here. Drunker to tank, which will probably mean we cannot push in the next quite a while. It doesn't matter. Footman Barrel was pretty much missed. I didn't keep the devil, so I'm gonna just reset with Drunker like this. He doesn't block the bridge, so I pretty much can go in already. Drunker should die first. I'm gonna even keep him stay alive a little longer. General is already on the tower. I'm gonna just play defensive, maybe even take the bomb, cause why not? Okay, he took some value there. I'm gonna take some value here, and I believe I can go instantly into him. Usually it's not a good play, so only play it if your opponent doesn't have like a concrete counterplay that can stop you, and this is GG's. Easy first game. To start things up, I'm gonna actually turn down the music, not sound effects, so the recording can be more clear. I'm gonna go into the next game. I'm gonna face Lennon. Good luck, buddy. And let's see what we have here. Usually, like with any control deck, you don't want to start off aggressive to get absolutely countered later on. Here we have Skeleton Hut, so I'm gonna try to snipe it. Well, it didn't work out, and we have the general matchup, so good play would be to counterplay instantly. My Drunker will actually go to the tower, which was the good one, since I'm gonna get a ton of damage and even a tower. And now I kinda have to survive the counter push. I don't want to block the Super Devil because defending tower is way more important. Here we're gonna play cannon and skeletons. I'm gonna actually play Super Devil for that, Drunker for that, and we have a very clean defense right here. Theoretically I can push with General, but it is pretty good to remember a good rule of thumb that you wanna play General only if the robot is on the board. Like this, I'm gonna now just use Footman Barrel and pretty much claim the second tower. Even though it's not a counterplay, I'm not scared because I can always kite the units out. So like, this Super Devil shouldn't be an issue since I have some kiting units. For instance, I can play skeletons right here. He should follow the rest, skellies like that. I'm gonna play now Super Devil, keep the bomb always for the machine. That should be pretty elegant defense. Again, I'm ignoring that Super Devil shot for the reason I mentioned before. I'm gonna actually now cycle cards and play Super Devil like this. I'm gonna even play a Drunker. And for now, we just have to kinda defend this push or get a tower in exchange. And I'm gonna go for the second one. I'm gonna play another Super Devil. With this deck, it's very important to keep the air superiority, and as you can see, his robot isn't going anywhere. And the clock is ticking. He kinda had to sacrifice this tower to get mine, but instead he engaged in defense, and that's why he lost. It was pretty hard matchup for him anyway, so leave him good game, because he did well. On to next one. Alright, so our opponent Lenin wants a rematch, sending nice play, and we know he's playing robot, but we cannot be 100% sure. He may... okay, he's playing robot. Yeah, he quit. It happens sometimes, so we're gonna just 3-crown him ASAP. It would be faster if I were to have Fauns. I replaced them with skeletons to have a quicker cycle, and 2 Super Devils on the Viking is the 3-crown. That was pretty quick. With most decks you usually want to figure out the freestyling technique, especially because people in this game give up very often, and you kinda want to save your time if you're pushing for like many medals in a row. It's important to like optimize those things, especially because it literally costs you very little. You just figure out some sequence. Okay, we are on another game, this time against the Swordman, so we of course expect some cycle deck, and I'm already calling it. It's gonna be either Steelbait or some Digger blasters using Archer. So like, we may even see the Digger alone, since we got the Archers here. I'm gonna play Footman Barrel here, and we instead have the Super Ape, which was kinda unexpected, since the Archers are usually replaced with Gunner. I'm gonna... oh, that was nice play of him. If that Hill Tiny were to connect to some skeletons or things of that sort, that would have been very bad for him, but instead he kinda got away with it, losing only half a tower. Still, very good beginning for us, and we have another cannon, so he pretty much cannot outplay us with Earthquake. He won't even try this time. I'm gonna play General very aggressively, since he will have to respond to that. It's on Madness. I'm gonna play Hill Tiny to show some aggressive presence. General takes tower down, and it's already looking very good for us. Usually against Super Ape, I don't have very smooth matchup, simply because this type of decks can very well counterplay you in almost any case. Here I don't have cannon in rotation, so I'm gonna just sack one hit and immediately counter push. That is actually the way you want to play against super apes most of the time. Since this way you can actually get some free attacks. Like you seen, I didn't actually do something amazing and I got like 2/3 of the tower. I'm gonna go in again. This time I'm gonna even heal my push-up. Another Drunker will be handy. I'm gonna actually go for the 3-star right now. Super Devil will get it. And I believe that's it. Another good game. On to the next one. Yeah. I really wonder whether I want to keep this uncut or not, but yeah. For now I believe I have to pick up the pace, since in 12 minutes I should be up 20 medals and I'm 16, so we'll see how it comes. For now we didn't have any hard matches, but every match was taking quite a while to win. I'm gonna just kite this Skelly Horde with General. It wasn't the best move. I believe the best move was defending with troops, but since he's playing some meme deck, I'm gonna meme him in reverse. How you beat these meme decks is just ignore their game plan. Usually your game plan is to set up some attack with certain cards, and if you achieve that you basically win the game. So if someone is playing some deck which has absolutely scatterbrained plan, like you see this guy is playing only swarms, usually the best plan is to ignore his swarms. I'm gonna literally ignore these barrels. I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna ignore that freeze. It's called the tower trade in a real scenario, but it's not real scenario since he's not playing strongly optimized deck. I can always outplay him. I can just snag this footman barrel here. I can play heal tiny so he cannot play Skelly Horde, and he played the Skelly Horde, stopping my push pretty not effectively, cause I'm up so much mana and damage on the Viking. Usually what I like to do here is just play the Drunker in the back and set up another push, and that's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna just barrel this. I'm gonna ignore these barrels cause I'm knocking on the door faster, and that should be GG's. Against this type of decks, I'm gonna repeat it once again. Your deck usually will be optimized in some shape or form, so just do your plan and ignore what your opponent is doing, because your plan usually will work out better. For example, swarm spamming isn't the best way to win. As you've said, just ignore an attack. I don't want to say anything more about this. Same thing with people who put Dark Knight at the bridge and hope it works. Dark Knight is pretty easy to counter. With my deck I actually can counter it for just 4 mana, and the Drunker that counters Dark Knight can be even healed for 1 additional mana and a counter push. So here I think I'm gonna be facing some real deck, for instance Steelbait like this. Yes, so against Steelbait you usually don't want to play their game as well, but you have to kinda to some extent. for instance, I'm gonna just sack these stone fawns, but I cannot pretty much fully ignore another barrel since I'm already down quite a chunk of health. He will probably... okay, he's setting up on defense. I was anticipating his counter attack, which never came. For instance, I have to kinda address this barrel. I'm gonna play some troops now. And I'm gonna get some damage since the tower is targeting the Drunker. That's 1 hit, that's 2 hits, that's even 4 hits. Madness is pretty strong right now. I cannot complain since I'm playing it myself. And the biggest nuance in this matchup is the Bomb Girl, since she's pretty weak against tanks. You pretty much can push into her, but the good steelbait player will try to stack a couple of them on the map, so if there's a good value to like erase one of them with the bomb, usually go for it. Even though I don't recommend doing that in other matchups. In steelbait, it's not that bad of a deal. Here he has to play missile, so I'm gonna just go in. He goes in opposite lane. So it's actually like perfect case scenario. For instance, I could have even ignored that barrel completely since my general is on the tower. That was very well played by him, but this general will get hits anyway, so I'm gonna just set up another general with another Drunker, and his only response, that's right, is the Faun Horde. I'm gonna just take my damage and reduce his damage, and this game looks like it's already over. I'm gonna play Drunker, like here. I'm gonna play General, and this game will end shortly, because I'm gonna just heal my General and get the rest of the damage. GG's. Usually I don't play the steelbait matchup this aggressively, but like he had a bad hand, so I kinda could punish it and take an easier win. Against steelbaits you actually want to... oh, it's actually max, okay. I was about to say against steelbait you actually want to set up dual lane pushes, but against this guy I was playing before, I could actually go for a kill instantly, so yep. He is playing 3 gunners. I absolutely can understand that. I'm gonna try to hold like this. I believe he traded even better than me, so I'm not sure what's gonna be my plan, but for now I'm gonna just take those hits and probably even body pump. Yeah, I'm down 1 mana, so it's not the sufficient advantage for him to push, he should know that. He can set up 3 gunners, I'm more than welcome for him to do that. There it is. And now, how do you play against 3 gunners in single? Because in double, you usually can go back to another set of bomb, and single time is surely more scary, so you kinda want to address the side with 1 gunner with troops, and you want to address with troops the side that has 1 gunner, and the other side, as you saw, you kinda want to take it easy, play some food barrel and skeletons. For instance, right here, right now, he didn't support it, so I was actually chilling. And I believe we are just waiting for the double mana right now. And in double mana, I definitely have an advantage. So like, the play here is to now cycle some cheap cards, for instance like cannon, even this, and gonna be back to the ball. And now he cannot go with the opposite side, and I'm gonna make him do by forcing mana like this. I believe right now he's cycling to another pump, and I'm happy with that because I'm gonna kinda take advantage of it. He was actually having well-timed runners, so I'm not gonna get much damage. And now I kinda have to just survive that. Ghost shouldn't do that much damage, and that's a mistake by him, because I can take both gunners and the pump, and whilst maintaining the health lead. I believe he will pressure with one gunner, like this. I'm gonna set up another. Right. That was well executed attack by him. Gonna give him nice play. And right now is probably the most important moment of the game, since we are definitely down on mana. I'm gonna bomb this side and hope not to lose. Unfortunately, in this matchup you kinda have to sometimes take those trades, like I'm gonna just take the cannon and wait for him to play 3 gunners. If he does, I'm gonna actually bow it instantly, like this. Right now he cannot go anywhere with those 3 gunners. And I'm gonna go in with my all forces. It was good general hit, and he still has to get rid of my super devil, and now I actually kinda have to go all in, preferably opposite side, because the clock is ticking. Yeah, and actually he snatched a win, so like, very nice play, good game. Well, he played it really well. I actually had to save ball for 3 gunners earlier, but I was kinda scared of him playing too many pumps. I kinda want to get a rematch on that, but I won't. Actually, with my play, I believe the way you want to be playing is to save the ball always for 3 gunners, and of course opponent can abuse it by playing ultra aggressively with pumps, but usually what will happen is you going like very aggressively once the double pump appears on the board, and you will get that way the damage you need for the rest of the game, and then you gotta just like clutch defense with everything you have. Okay, like with this game, in this game, actually my opponent gave me a good counter push right off the bat, so I'm gonna kinda use it, even kill the mother skeleton. Not fan of this card, since it provides value very rarely and only if you have the mana advantage anyway, so it's not a good card to fight for the advantage, just nice card to clarify the advantage, which is usually not something that you're looking for. And I believe that's gonna be it. this. Oh, and since I got a loss, I have to keep up the momentum. And again, I'm pretty sad I didn't get the rematch since obviously losing hurts, but like I knew how to play this matchup, and I think if I were given another chance I would have won. So yeah, pretty much that was the reason. In the next game we started things off with very good early lead. To hold the advantage, I'm gonna just play a footman barrel. I believe it won't kill it just yet, and I'm gonna play the... okay. So princess actually wasn't locked on the tower. That's okay by me. Now I'm gonna play Drunker in the back and probably do not commit to that since he can push the opposite line or add the pressure. If I were to push into those runners, it would have been really bad, so I believe it was a good call out of me in overall. Now I can go in. He doesn't even have the footman barrel, the footman hat. Now he has, but buildings don't have a mass and I can pretty much abuse it. This general will take the tower. I'm gonna pretty much set up another push. I wanna play the barrel here since I'm not scared about damage from this one. Gonna play Drunker to bait out his runners. He will most likely play them. Alright. Smart play. Playing building before troop. If he were to commit runners to this line, he would get absolutely obliterated. Okay, so now he's playing runners and with some very nasty intentions. I'm gonna just defend that and continue with my attack since the general is already rolling. I'm gonna set up the another one, and since he has to defend my generals, he cannot focus on offense, which was exactly what he needed in these last seconds. GG's. Let's move to the next one. Alright, so it looks like we have another matchup against Steelbait. I'm actually really happy since this is the matchup people struggle with. Like, on paper, Steelbait should absolutely crush everything except 2.6 since it can keep up with the cycle, but the truth is Steelbait players are fighting for like very small damages, and if you can stick to your plan and ignore most of this pressure, you will be absolutely fine. Like right here I'm gonna defend this barrel, but it is not necessarily forced to always defend against Steelbait. Sometimes you can just, in rare instances, you can even sack the entire barrel. You can allow them to missile you and hope for them to have way less elixir than they supposed to. Okay, so that was the example of bad skeletons, and even worse, super devil. So I had to fix my mistake with heal time. I'm gonna begin another attack of the general, and now I'm not gonna react with footman barrel for this barrel. It was absolutely enough to play skeletons, so I can 1. Save more mana for attack, and 2. that I can save my footman barrel for the attack in case he will be playing some cheeky card. Oh, like this, I'm gonna get only 1 hit, but if I were to play barrel instead of heal tiny, that would have been absolutely great. Just mistake from me. That cannon should help out, that's why I played only skeletons, and I'm gonna play general. Another thing I see people do is playing ball or their big spell for the barrel when they don't have the skill of the equivalent of it, which I believe is a mistake, because by that way you're actually addressing your opponent's plan instead of playing into your game, which is especially with general very important. For instance, like you see, I saved the footman barrel for offense, and that's how I took the tower. If not that, I would have been probably dead, so that's how you win against steelbait. Not every steelbait will be outplayed that easily, but usually you will have a very comfortable matchup. So I believe he didn't have a time to switch deck. I'm gonna be actually surprised if he switches. I'm seeing these same cards for now. I actually should have ignored that 1 Drunker hit and all stone funds for the sake of creating a greater push. You can also ignore like Bomber Girl longing onto your tower, but only if there's like your own attack going the way. If you don't have your own attack, you actually will have to address these Bomber Girls sooner or later, and as we all know, the longer Bomber Girl lives, the worse it gets, so I'm addressing this as early as possible. And here's the another example. I'm absolutely ignoring it for the sake of my own counter push. I'm gonna play Drunker, and now he has to address huge amount of mana to defend that, and I'm getting my hits I want. Now I can slow down and relax, and I believe he has a slight advantage going into the double mana, but I've done everything I wanted. General isn't the deck that wins in the single anyway, so all my opening plans have been fulfilled. Of course, killing that Bomb Girl is pretty important, and now we can set up our general attack. He will try to pressure with Drunker, as he's done it before, so I'm gonna actually match his energy and play Drunker myself, commit some small troops to defend that barrel, and that was actually very good attack out of him, because now I don't have the spell. I have to cycle 2 of my cards to get a spell back, and now once he plays Gank, I'm gonna just barrel it. That's why he didn't play it, and that was actually a good call for him. Now I'm gonna just address his play, since I'm just setting up my attack. Counter this Bomb Girl, set up some Super Devil, and that's the very instructive moment. If cannon is placed, you usually want to go both lanes, like this. Now Drunkers are very annoying to deal with, and once it dies it gives madness, so I've just fulfilled my plans, even got no damage out of this barrel. I'm gonna set up some general, and once he's gonna play some troop here or building, I'm gonna bowl it. Always gets a value, because that's how steel bait players play. I'm gonna set up a Drunker over here and General on the opposite side, and I'm gonna barrel this gang. And since there are two generals on the map, there's absolutely nothing he can do, and that should conclude the game. GG's. Let's move to the next one. Right, something to talk about. I believe this guy actually can be playing anything. I'm not gonna bother for his plan that much. Okay, he's actually playing the same deck as I do with the exact same variation, which is pretty interesting. Now he's gonna play the Drunker, which is the correct call, since he wants this madness anyway. I should have countered it with troops, but like I have to play that cannon, so the general on the opposite lane or the second general with this super devil will be pretty scary, provided he has mana. If he doesn't have mana, it was pretty waste out of him. And it appears it is a waste since he's not following it with another attack. He should have. I was pretty weak back here, and if he pressures me, I honestly do not mind that much. I have my attack on my own. I'm gonna pressure with General and Drunker. He actually played it really well, healing the Super Devil. He will receive some damage, but that's actually thing you want to do in this matchup. He shouldn't over defend. Instead, the play for him was to counter-attack me with General. He would have gotten his damage back. And that's why we're going to the double mana with a slight lead. I'm gonna attack once again, since this matchup pretty much favors the attacking side. Another Drunker, and I'm gonna play Heal Tiny to keep my Super Devil alive, but even more importantly to get rid of his Super Devil so he cannot counterattack. He's already back to another Super Devil, which is pretty important in this matchup. If you can keep the air superiority, you pretty much just win the game. I'm gonna play just simple defense. He can break through all the time, but at the same time, I'm just gonna counterattack. And at this point, I don't believe there's much to be done in this match. It was nice to play him. Unfortunately, everything nice has to end eventually, and this match is ending here right now. GG's. Alright, so we are up against the Boom Warrior, who I don't know who he is. I'm gonna just figure out what deck is he playing. It appears his first card is Faun, which is pretty much exclusive card for decks with the bait nature. I wouldn't be surprised if I see some things like that. I actually have to address this can wheel, because elsewhere it would have been a lot of damage. Okay, so he's actually playing some good counterplay. I have to address that, and I believe, yeah, that's right, this general will be dead. Sometimes you just have to take the L. This can really was very well timed, and I believe it was better to go into it and not the opposite lane. Well, you live, you learn. It appears this guy is playing bait, and since he's playing bait, once again, our game plan will be the same. We are gonna play some passive game in the single whilst creating some attacking chances so he cannot go absolutely ham. General in the back, never a bad play. He sets up can wheel in the back, which is good reason enough to just abandon the push, but I'm gonna go with it and test his defensive skills. That's why I wanted to abandon this push, since he has the Faun hot, which is not good of a card, but when placed it's strong. Let me carry that one. I'm gonna just counter this push pretty not cost efficiently, but it wasn't the point here. I just don't want to die and I want to pick up these two girls. So now I have two generals on the field. I'm gonna actually capitalize on that. One has madness, one has not. And that's a lot of damage already. Since he used this Faun King, I can just cycle Skellies and play another general. He will try to play for tricks, which, sorry buddy, it doesn't work against me. I know the best plans. And I believe that's right. He will play Faun King, so this lane is pretty much locked. I'm gonna play Super Devil. And pretty much hang on to my general. That's one hit, and the one hit should be enough. Now he will try to bait out my footman barrel, but it's actually a sick value. I'm gonna take any day of my life. Gonna heal my forces up. Get the general to the tower, and that should be it. GG's. Alright, so next one we have, it looks like Super Ape player, Big Booty and Nuts. Those names are scary, man. I don't know if I can read that and post it on YouTube. They'll demonetize me. Actually, if the blasters are played like this, you can fully counter them, that's why I have abused it. Now I'm gonna double down on my push, since he isn't the fan of the counter attack. I can absolutely do that. I'm gonna heal my Super Devil and get my general with madness on the tower. There should be a tower down pretty early on. I wouldn't be surprised if he gives up. Gonna just test that fury. Yeah, it appears he gave up. I'm gonna take my 3-star and move to the next one. Alright, in this we are against Yusuf, I believe. Okay, for now he's showing Footman Barrel, pretty commonly used spell, which... okay, and by the dragon I can already deduct he is playing some sort of cemetery, and that's why I'm gonna block the bridge just in case of some naughty stuff. And now I can tell absolutely what deck is he playing. He is playing Brute Cemetery with the Mother Devil, of course. How do you want to play against Mother Devil? Same thing as against Mother Skeleton. And it is just to kill her ASAP or allow her to get no value. For instance, right here, I didn't allow Mother Devil to get a value, but Footman Barrel gave a lot of value and he is already up mana. I am up damage for the unknown reason. I believe he just blundered something early on, and that's why I'll have to play more passive. I'm gonna set up Super Devil in the back, and I'm gonna just play some good old passive Marina. He predicted me very nicely, but it won't matter since the defense is locked on. He will even get his dragon on the tower. I missed this kite. It sometimes happens. I kinda shouldn't overspend on this that much since he can already attack again. Like this. I'm gonna set up cannon first. And then I'm gonna actually set up Drunker opposite lane. Since I want to start the attack of mine as well. Right now I'm gonna actually allow this Mother Devil to go in front of Brute. I'm gonna allow Drunker's fight. And he's going with the pretty decent lead into the sudden death overtime. I'm gonna heal my forces, and that's the good opportunity to start my counter attack. I'm gonna play General, I'm gonna play Super Devil, and right now everything is on Madness. He's not even gonna get one bat. These two Super Devils are scary, and that should conclude the game. GG's. I believe he got pretty too aggressive, but it was bound to happen at some point. He cannot keep the pressure up enough, and I eventually can attack anyway. It was very well played by him. Also, I believe he wasn't actually playing the Cemetery, but as his deck was more around Brute, since he didn't play Cemetery at all. I should check it up, but like, it doesn't really matter. So let's move to the next one against some Super Ape player, which used his Super Ape so we can play General in the back. It is actually okay to play General in the back against Super Ape if they waste Super Ape and you get a positive trade on that. If you don't get positive trade on that, I do not recommend playing it in the back, but right here it was absolutely perfect. I'm gonna try to get some value out of heal time. He didn't allow me to do so, so I'm gonna be forced to play some defensive cannon and easily clean up this counter push. For now, I believe it is still okay for me to play General in the back, but now he's only 2 cards away from Super Ape, so once he gets it in rotation, I'll have to use Drunker on defense. I mean, I can theoretically use Skeletons, but it will be a valid move only if he really commits to that defense. So I'm gonna actually play Drunker on the offense. Gonna use the Knight to do some healing and get some damage whilst I can. And I'm actually back to another cannon, so it's pretty good times. And he gave up. It happens sometimes. I believe he was playing it really well, and he shouldn't be disappointed of going into the double mana with mana deficit. Sure, it can be like depressing since single mana is obviously the Super Apes matchup, but at the same time there's still a game to be played. I can always make mistakes, and by giving up he is giving me just a straight up win. GG's. As I was saying, Yusuf wasn't playing with Cyclone, he was playing with Brute Beatdown. I recognize that when he played Heal Tiny, since you don't really want to play any Tiny with Cemetery, just like the troops that counter push very well. And if you're playing Tiny, you usually want something to happen at the bridge. It's just like some deck optimizing tip. Okay, so he's playing Skeletons and Swordmen. It can be, of course, any deck by now. I'm gonna bet on the Super Ape Mortar I was playing just before recording. It's pretty strong, and I'd not be surprised to see him play this deck. I'm gonna actually try to kill that gunner, and well, sometimes you fail. I'm gonna play Ken for that, even though I know he's playing EQ. It's a good play since he'll be in so much trouble if he uses that. Like I said, if the Sape is out of play, General in the back is the play, absolutely. I'm gonna now actually play some troops to complement the General. I'm gonna even allow the Gunner to lock onto the General. He can obviously counterplay me, but it won't really matter since I'm taking Tower with me. If he was going for a counterplay in this scenario, I believe the best play for him was to double down on that Super Ape and take the tower, since I really did not support it properly. Now he's not gonna get like the right side tower ever, and he'll have to spend the entire double mana, 1 minute, to get the left side. And that's what we are gonna do. We're gonna just make the game pretty simple. If there is an opportunity, we will simplify, so our friend Dark won't have any chances of counterplay. Like this, we are setting up anti-EQ position, and I believe this is actually a good moment to push ourselves, since we cannot sit on defense the entire life. If that was the case, we would have got beaten up. And I'm gonna actually sack some gunner shots just for the sake of not being that down on mana. Even I hit this prediction, and that should conclude the game. Alright, so we have another game against Dark. I don't believe he switched decks, and since he opened up with Gunner, I'm gonna just bowl it. It's not the best play, but it's pretty hard to play into the Gunner, so if I can, I'm bowling the Gunner. And that's actually very bad sign early on. Since that Heal Tiny didn't kill the Gunner, I'm gonna receive 2 shots. And actually this time he has the upper hand going into the single mana. There's obviously still 1 minute to be played. He does the great call of going Gunner on the strong side. If you are strong on some side, play into that, not into the weak side. And now this Gunner will get absolutely all value in the world. I had to overspend once again. He even got a spell on my tower, so I don't think I fulfilled my plans in single mana this time. Either way, I'm gonna play just General in the back, and fortunately it even came on the opposite side as his Gunner He's gonna probably attack again. I'm absolutely fine with that. I'm gonna take one hit. He will try to protect his gunner, which is a good call. And with that possession we have to come back in the double mana. Right now it's actually a playable position for him. And as I've seen, he was trying to predict my cannons, so lower option will be my go-to option most cases. I'm gonna bowl the gunner. I'm gonna support my general. I'm gonna play the low cannon. He still can bowl but probably won't. And this is a good play. He shouldn't bowl the cannon at that stage, and right here you have to play the second general. Even though there are alive defenses, you have a madness on the board and he'll have to overspend on the defense. And so now he will probably try to break through, or not, he's just taking the positive trade. That's also fine by me. Okay, he's trying to outcycle. That's also the play. I'm gonna ignore the gunner hit. He's even not taking the opportunity to break through. That's fine. I was actually pretty afraid of that, but since he is not taking it, I'm just gonna ignore it. There wasn't the opportunity, and now I'm gonna just double down on that. Play some dual lane scenario. He will play swordman most likely, and if he is not, I'm gonna get some damage on both sides actually. That's where this deck gets scary, and actually the left side is the one getting lower. Now he should like try some breakthrough. If he does not, he'll be in so much trouble. I'm even giving him a spell value so he can do that. Okay, and he's going with the gunner, which I don't know if it's correct call, but now he's going for breakthrough and he won't even get one shot. That was pretty sad. I'm gonna go just Drunker, opposite lane, and double down with General. Probably I'm gonna use the Footman barrel to snipe the gunner. It didn't work out, but General on the other side is going absolutely ham, and that will conclude the game. GG's. Alright, so we start things off with some terrorist action. There are no terrorists anymore on the board, neither ghost. We'll just reset with some super devil, and I kinda can go in, but I don't wanna at the same time. Since there are tricks like this, that would have put me in absolutely bad position. He's playing Faun King, which is... I don't know, I cannot understand that move pretty much. Usually if you're going for... Oh, okay, and now I see the whole entire deck. He's playing Dark Knight Faun King, and this will really help out with dealing with the Dark Knight, even allowing General to take the half a tower. Alright, so this is not a good matchup actually for me, but since I got lucky in the opening, I can just press the advantage. I believe Ghost threw me up a bit. I usually expect here to be 5th and not the Ghost, but it's good, all good to go right now. I'm gonna set up my General in the back, and I believe what he should do is to set up Faun King and Dark Knight, since this combo works pretty well. Oh, we actually got to see Thief. I didn't expect to see it with Ghost in one deck. I don't believe this general will get a lot of damage, but I won't complain. It's 900. 900 is 900. I'm gonna actually kite this Dark Knight a bit. Okay, now he's pressing with his issue. I'm gonna just deal with that real quick, and I believe it already concludes the game. Yeah, he even gave up. Well, I believe there were things I could have played better, there were things that he could have played better, obviously, but in overall it was pretty well shown game and how to deal with hard counters. In the practice, what you want to do from his part is to always set up Faun King on the lane where I'm going, so I cannot like push with all the troops in the world, and even if he gets like 1000 damage on his tower, his counter pushes will be very hard for me to stop. Alright, enough of that. We are in the next game against Horizon Jumper, which I haven't met before, so we will see what he's playing. For now he is showing 2 Faun cards, which could indicate the all Faun deck, but it doesn't have to. It's even scarier right now. I believe it's gonna be like this bait deck that is pretty popular recently with all these Fauns. I'm gonna just take my cannon to counter his cannon wheel. Never bad of a trade. And we are once again starting with pretty decent lead early on. To see what's his trickery in the position. I actually want to play general opposite side. I believe it's a good rule of thumb to keep it. Like if somebody plays a building or a spawner, you want to play something opposite lane to at least force the additional respawn and don't play absolutely into their hands. For instance, now I'm gonna play some offense, so he cannot just rely on cards he plays to defend, and he actually chooses to eat damage, and that's fine by me, cause I kinda attack to get some damage. And right now I believe we'll just calm reset, even if he's gonna play like now Faun hot into my general. I'll have so much mana that I will have a pressure with the general on the opposite side. Also, like, Necromancer isn't that threatening of a card, so I don't really mind him to play it and absolutely ignore it. And now I'm gonna actually have to play some defense, maybe even more than I anticipated in the first play, because these Stonefalls actually hurt. Oh, that was actually bad. Necromancer, he didn't get anything at all out of that. So I'm gonna just set up general in the back, and yeah, I was supposed to set up it on the opposite side, but like mistakes happen, cannot be perfect all the time. I'm gonna double down on that general, get some healthy value over here, and play some offense on the opposite side. Since he played his gank, I believe his responses are limited right now, and that's gonna be damage. No matter how you look at it, that's gonna be damage, and that's gonna be even game-ending damage. Good game. Right, so we're in the next game against robots, so you know the drill. Just throw 10 mana at the opposite lane and win. Actually, he's playing Footman, so it will be a bit more complicated than that. But only a bit, since he's already equal on mana with me, so I kinda have to defend cost efficiently right now. His balloon will get pulled. That's something I was looking for. Now I'm gonna DPS it down with Super Devil. That should be actually very successful defense. I don't believe he will double down on that. Actually, he does. I don't believe that was the greatest digger of all time, since I can like ignore those pops right now and just play Drunker. He is playing Gang, so I can just ignore that. I believe he's still one card off Footman. Oh, he actually wasn't, by playing fast Dragon. Now I can just heal up my general like this and claim this tower to be completely mine. As I'm seeing it right now, I could have actually sacrificed could have actually defended the gang. I didn't have to sacrifice it. Right now my tower is helping me with the dragon, so I'm gonna just utilize both towers into defense, one with the hound, one with the loon, and in a matter of time I'll have mana to address Footman like this. I'm gonna get some well-going attack. That should actually that didn't heal up. It sometimes happens, sometimes not. Right now what I'm trying to do is set up some attack on my own. He will try to claim that his attack is more important, but like we all know he's wrong. I'm gonna play Footman Barrel and take the tower. Not quite, but it was close already, and I always can bow his monstrosity right here. I'm gonna actually heal my forces and go in the middle. And I believe it concludes the game, since the general is on the tower. Good game. Alright, we are in the another game. Let's see for now what our opponent stores for us. He opens up with long sword, which is indication already of some heavier decks. I believe the only deck I've seen that had a long sword and was Ape Cycle was the homemade deck of Martinex. And as we all know, homemade decks aren't meta decks, so from these 4 cards, I pretty much want to deduct that this is the Splemetery, and that's why I set up the cannon. He pretty much cannot go into that, so I'm gonna set up my general in the back. If he plays the swordman, or in this case a longsword at the bridge, I'm gonna just block it with skeletons, and he decides not to go aggressive. Instead, he actually wants to address my push head-on. Yeah, I'm gonna allow it. Delete some skeletons and get myself a comfortable hit. Okay, so right now I kinda want this dragon to die, which won't happen right now. I'm gonna have to actually eat that damage so I can counter. This counter will be pretty messy, but I'm gonna make it work anyway. It was the most important thing that the longsword will go down, and it did, so now General will get almost a tower. I'm happy with that outcome, and he will probably go with the cemetery again. If not, I'm gonna just calmly reset. As we can, I could actually use the skellies. I'm gonna play a cannon for a defense. He will actually take the mana value and poison it. That's actually fine by me. And he will go in with longsword. As I said, this plays 100% blockable at the bridge, but you don't have to always block it. For instance, I didn't block it this time. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm gonna take tower right here, and I'm not gonna die to the counter push, because it's still very possible that the skeletons will accumulate on the bottom, and that's game. Pretty lucky on our part in the end, but a win is a win, and it's pretty hard to get like 700 damage against a player that commits all his mana for defense. Alright, going to the next one. I believe I've played this guy already. Okay, he's playing Digger. I can already tell I can push into him. Yep. Just because this play I already recognized he was playing Robot, and I'm gonna go opposite lane. If he barbs, he barbs. I have bow for Footman. He will probably hound though and completely sack the tower, that's right. I'm gonna just play cannon high and get my super devil damaging the balloon. He is playing it really aggressive style, so I'm gonna just delete it as well. There was a time window that would have made it even more efficient, but for now I don't care about efficiency, I care about just holding it. And I'm gonna go with barrel, hopefully forcing some mana, and it did. That was actually surprising. It shouldn't force out any mana at all. He should sack this hit, I mean 2 hits even, I believe, with Madness, and I was pretty surprised with that. I'm gonna play Super Devil in the back and wait for him to do some moves. I'm gonna play Naked General to make him constantly worry of my ball for his Footman. And he is not even playing. Oh, there they are. And there's the ball. And probably there's the game, since there's not much he can do about this position right now. I'm gonna play Drunker, Loon. That was a failed kite, but somehow, someway, Balloon didn't get a hit off. I'm gonna play Drunker while being at 3, so he cannot play Footman for that. And I believe he refused to play any card, so it will be game like this. GG's. Like I've said, it's not entirely his fault. I've just had a matchup, and in a big way, there's actually not much that robot players can do in that situation. It looks like we're up against Benihu, which I'd be surprised if it was real Benihu, but you can never call the man out. I believe he's playing some miscellaneous deck, and I believe he should be already back to another pump. but isn't. I mean, he is, but isn't placing it. I'm gonna actually allow him for this pump to go all out, because the next pump I'm not sure I actually want to bowl. It may be even more wise to just keep my ball for defense, but now that I'm at 10 and he didn't place anything, okay. Okay, well, now we have to set up for a defense, and I'm not sure what we can actually expect. I'm gonna play Footman Barrel and hopefully don't get outcycled. As I'm counting cards right now, I believe he's still hiding one card. If he did show all the cards, that would be embarrassing, because like, you shouldn't play terrorists with that much pumps, let alone with one pump, and that's a ball value I'm definitely taking. That's no brainer. If there are two pumps, there's no actual argument, and that was lucky by me. Okay, I believe those are all cards that he have, and there's no more tricks he can pull on me. I'm gonna just take my game, since it was never destined for him to win with that deck. I'm telling you, people are like trashing cycles, but to play with the cycle like that, you really have to be like a god tier player. I'm gonna play some Footman Ball for Junior on the other lane. He's actually dealing some damage with those Fauns, but at some point it just avoidance of the inevitable. Oh, there's the mirror. He actually gets his hit, but it's way not enough for the position. He actually should take way more hits, and there's absolutely no way I'm allowing that to happen. So to the next game we go against Fideto. Let's see what he's playing, and hope it's not the card counter to us. Alright, I'm gonna actually play the general at this, and I believe we have the face off against 3.0 machine gun. And every time I say it, I'm always deceived by one card. Helicopter definitely wasn't in 3.0 machine gun. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't recall this deck to be played at the highest level. I'm gonna just go in, don't mind if I do. And there should be absolutely nothing he can do about this. I can even borrow the skeletons. And it's pretty much in range of any of my troops. It again was the fault of his matchup, not entirely his play, although even though he wasn't having a matchup, he should hold to at least double mana without dropping a tower. Technically he didn't, but like, in practice it is already tower down. I don't believe there's even one player that wouldn't be able to continue it from now on. I drop. Alright, so he's actually doing a great job of outcycling me. I'm gonna actually even allow that damage to happen, since there's not much I can do about it. Of course, I could have just played the general at the bridge, but then another machine gun happens on the opposite lane, and I don't want to play like this high heartbeat situations. I just wanna take my win, and my win will I take. I'm gonna play general at the opposite lane. I'm gonna play some heal tiny here with a footman barrel. He pretty much cannot stop this, and I'm gonna even try to predict his machine gun. There it is, and that nice little prediction should conclude the game. Moving on to the next one. Alright, we're up against Sakit. Once again, let me see what was he playing. I believe he actually was playing with my deck, and he is. Even with the Skeletons variation, I've popularized this deck with Fauns because Fauns are objectively stronger in this deck, but I'm trying the variation with Skeletons for one reason. If I cannot play this deck with any card, I'm gonna be able to build like more versatile deck 2 and 3. For now, what I'm doing is basically practice before like duels, and this is the key moment because many people are scared of just going all in and taking a tower. I'm the kind of creator of decks, so I'm not scared of that. And he actually over defended it, like it would be absolutely okay to take some damage, and that's why I'm only committing 4 mana to the defense. I might want to commit more since there's a Super Devil here, and I'm gonna take... I believe this Super Devil will mark a hit, but like it's absolutely fine by me because next general I'll have to defend with troops. He absolutely has the next general on the board and he can go it at the bridge without me having a building, so... Alright, he will go in the back again, and it's not a great call, I'm gonna tell you that much. As I've said before, this deck favors the offensive side, so to keep things clear, I'm gonna stay on the offensive. I'm gonna get my defense locked. I'm even happy to take these 2 hits, so I can just defend this general. Like this. And even though my opponent, obviously aware of the demands of the position, called me lucky, it was absolutely no luck. I had this game under control for all 3 minutes, except this moment where I dropped it without any reason at all. I'm gonna heal my troops, and that's gonna conclude the game. GG's. Alright, so our friend Sakit will get his 3rd chance of revenge. I'm gonna actually start off pretty passively. Maybe he will get aggressive at some point. It would have been a horrendous blunder to do so, but nonetheless, I have a Drunker on the board already, so it's actually not bad to attack already. I'm gonna even win that air battle on his side, which is already bad for him. I'm gonna play Heal Tiny to assure the defense is locked up. And now he has a decision to play General. I usually don't play it right here For an obvious reason, it's just a waste of mana, but even worse play for him would be to play the general in the back, since I can always that's the correct play. If you find a correct plan, you always win, and he finds a correct plan, playing Super Devil, he has to win Air Battle, and if he wins Air Battle, he can go in. Right now, I pretty much overspent on, and I can theoretically go in opposite lane, but yeah, it runs into his Drunker, so it was nice played by him. I'm gonna just defend with cheap troops. Okay, I'm gonna actually give him Madness for offense, but it won't matter at all. It should be still perfect defense, like this. He actually takes his chance to play ball, which I believe is not a good decision, since in this particular matchup, ball should be used as an eighth card. If you use a ball, you kinda have to be completely sure that you're locking up the win, and if you don't, it's bad news. That's why I'm gonna play Jenny here. I believe this Super Devil will cross. Yes sir, it does. But anyway, I'm getting a damage, which is fine for now. Now I'm gonna over defend since he played the general at the bridge. There's no reason not to. And I believe we are in the fine position right now. I'm gonna play here Tiny. I'm gonna always leak if he leaks. Okay, right now he probably should ball my Super Devil, because if he does not, he'll lose instantly. And I believe, oh my god, he threw everything at defense and even didn't manage to do so. That was unlucky for him. Good game, and onto our, hopefully, last game. Since I was about to push to 360, I mean 3k6. And we're about to do it against Shadow, which from the tombstone alone I assume he's playing Robot or Graveyard, and obviously Robot is 10,000 times better, easier matchup. He is playing Graveyard, so we'll have a game here for sure. I see he's playing Splemetery version with archers. Obviously, we don't have any Ice Wizard in this game yet. He's going with the Footman Barrel, so I'm gonna match his energy and play my Footman Barrel on my own. And pretty much reset the hands. I'm gonna play another Drunker. And wait for his response. Just like that. If he plays the dragon on the opposite hand, I do not really mind, but obviously cycling Super Devil isn't the best plan in this matchup. Usually should actually save up Super Devil, especially for that one to come. I'm gonna kite this dragon. He even tried to predict something. I don't know what he was actually trying to predict, but there was an attempt and I saw that. So I'm gonna take the Cyclone as a mana donation from the viewer and go on with my push. Since he doesn't have Cyclone in hand, I'm pretty much confident he's only... Okay, he actually got back to that, which is still pretty bad for him since his hand is messed up, and I cannot go in just yet. But I can force him to do some like suboptimal calls. I'm gonna play general here. I'm gonna heal everything up if it's possible. It's not. So right here he actually played very well thing, and it is to keep his units alive on the board. With Splash Yard, it's actually your go-to strategy. You kinda want to squeeze as much value from your units as it's humanly possible. Right now I'm gonna squeeze very lot of value out of my troops, and it is because my general will get a lot of hits. And now it's his time. I have to go back to the footman barrel, and that was very well poisoned from him. Now the game is pretty much locked, and we kinda have to come up with some plans. My plan is obviously to play general from the back, follow with some drunker, and block the bridge. I believe he expected that play since he didn't react to that pretty much. And I'm gonna play another general just to hit things up. He actually uses the Cyclone, which is, well, it's a play. As you can see, it didn't pay off for him really much, but the Cemetery though is scary. Right now I kinda have to address that, because otherwise I would have lost. That was pretty poorly played by me, but it sometimes happens. I have to get this cannon wheel, and it gets to the tower. That was very nice play out of him. Oh, I didn't expect that Cemetery to do that lot of damage, but it sometimes happens, and we are 5 games off. Alright, so I believe recording got some troubles in the meantime. As you can see, I won this battle with Yael. I'm gonna just show it to you right now and try to make some voiceover. So I believe, yeah, I was starting to believe that he was actually playing bait, but like in the end, you know, it was the Splemetery, so I'm just gonna do not talk too much from the very beginning. He has played Super Devil, suggesting some graveyard play, cemetery play, and right when he played Piercing Archer, I knew it's gonna be some fun deck to play against, since, yeah, he was having so much odd cards in his deck. I destroyed the Mortar, but it was actually a defensive Mortar, so it didn't matter. This deck had very lot of like odd cards that I really couldn't fit it into any playstyle. Like here I was wondering whether I want to sack this Footman Pearl or not. I had the option to react to that, but like I decided to ignore it, and that was a mistake because he had a longsword to take care of business pretty easily. Also, I believe, yeah, my Super Devil didn't get Magna. Oh, actually it did, but like my Heal Tiny didn't connect with everything and got absolutely wrecked by Mortar. So this was the beginning for my play. Like double mana almost always favors general, and I believe this matchup wasn't the exception, since double mana favors only splash variations of Cemetery and not straight up all variations. For instance, in this example, I believe actually I have the advantage in double mana, and so here we go. I went for the offense. Here I didn't have Footman Barrel, that was pretty unfortunate. Very good recognition out of him, by the way, that I didn't have it. I believe, yeah, I reacted for that Super Devil, and here I wasted the Footman Barrel for absolutely no reason. It would have gotten 2 hits anyway after me playing the Here Tiny, and here he went in, which was a good call. I had to use the defensive ball and suck some of the hits. That's what you have to do with this type of deck. He got so much damage here, and at this point I was pretty getting pissed off. Like you see, like I shouldn't play general at the bridge, I should have played on the back. Here there was like very cool, calm and collected response out of him, not playing anything into my general, just playing it safe, playing it slow, playing Swordman after the Here Tiny went off, and here I believed there was my chance. I should have pushed, and it was actually right. Like, Drunker on Madness wins against Longsword. This is very important interaction to remember, because many players are like, if my opponent has a longsword, I pretty much cannot break through. Yes, you can. Here I believe I was starting to have some troubles, so I didn't react to that mortar shot. I should have. And yeah, this piercing archer could have been aligned better. I believe that could have potentially sealed the game, but it didn't. I don't remember. I believe I wasted my Footman Barrel. Oh, this time I actually had it, and with the Drunker without Madness, I've managed to score some shots. Right here, the best play is to cycle Super Devil in the back, but I went for the General Drunker. Fortunately for me, Drunker connected to the tower, because elsewhere it would have been a bad move. Like, here, both Skeletons and Footman Barrel weren't perfect. This ball was kinda clutch, you will see later on. I should have blocked this Stone Faun, but I didn't, and here I was just desperately defending my tower to cycle to another bomb. If it wasn't for that bomb, I would have overspent for absolutely no reason for that cemetery, and he would be able to attack me once again, and like any mistake out of me at this point would have cost me the game, so it was unnecessarily close, and that's why I'm not proud of this game, but it was a game, and fortunately I won. So we have the 4 games to close things out, so let's jump right into it. We're against Ducky, and with this deck, as with the previous one, you kinda want to cycle first play. There's absolutely nothing wrong about it. I'm gonna play Super Devil in the back. He plays the Skelly Barrel and Skelly Keg. Didn't use 2. I'm gonna just counter it with Tiny. Not 100%, it's pretty funny miscellaneous. You cannot actually counter the Skelly Keg 100%. So like, we're on the attacking side, and theoretically speaking, we're winning, but we're not, because I actually have to bomb it. Like, devils from Mother Devil are so unpredictable, and now if he recognizes that I'm sitting low on mana, he should absolutely go in. I believe he is allowing me to reset. As you see, he was at least 2 mana up, so like, when I was at 1 when playing bow, he was at 3. If he had like some... He could play Kek right then, and I would be forced to overspend in a weird way. For that, I'm gonna just play Cannon to counter both Swordman and Twins. He is using EQ, which isn't the greatest call. I'm gonna actually react to the Swordman. I technically could have just let it be, but like, you know, it's a decision after all. I'm gonna play here Tiny to heal things out. My general should get 1 more hit. No, it didn't. And we're actually finding going into the double mana with advantage on both lanes and knowledge of his win condition. He's playing pretty bizarre deck with double barrel and twins, so very lot of win conditions. I'm gonna actually benefit of it so much right here just because he gave me this opportunity. I'm gonna actually go. Oh, that was a huge mistake. I probably shouldn't play it like that. This game got messy for absolutely no reason. Sorry for that mistake. For now, I'm gonna claim that win without major troubles. And yeah, I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. There's some lag here. And we're 3 games off. I should have prepared some questions beforehand. I was hoping that commenting the games themselves would have been enough, but like it isn't. I'm running out of topic, as you see. That was very well-timed drunker out of him, I believe. Yeah, he has to still respond to that, and he's playing skeletons, which isn't the best response, as you can see. Now I can get a damage on my own. I can counter this general, and one hit for him for a good play isn't bad. I believe he should utilize this drunker way better. I mean, I shouldn't be able to get this much hits that early on. I believe we'll repeat this sequence, except now he is actually addressing my general properly. I'm gonna still get an attack, but right now I'm gonna just play the defense out like this, and I believe I'm gonna still take the hit, but he takes more damage than I do, which is weird considering he has all mana in the world to defend. And yeah, we're going into the double mana with advantage. I'd love to see him playing aggressive generals, but right now I believe we'll have to clash at the bridge. I was down 1 mana before, now I'm down 2, so it's definitely not the best area for me to fight, and he's maintaining his mana lead. I'm gonna play the cannon. I'm gonna barrel. And I believe now he's breaking through. Although my general is excellently blocking him. And that's why I'm saying this deck has an offensive advantage. I absolutely shouldn't defend, I should have attacked. And that's why I'm gonna keep attacking right now. And I believe he will... Oh, that's very unfortunate. Oh, he got like the perfect defensive sequence. And now I'm gonna have to defend double general like this. Oh, and that's definitely suboptimal. But somehow, someway, I managed to clutch this, and I'm gonna play Drunker for good measures. For now, I don't want to go for some asymmetric plays, I want to just equalize everything. And if he goes in, I believe it's a mistake at this point, since he has absolutely no business in going in right now. And that's right. I'm gonna play even Super Devil to absolutely discourage him from going in, and now I'm gonna play my offense, and from my knowledge of this matchup, he is absolutely done for. Or is he? Wow, he defended it pretty well. That was pretty aggressive out of me, but Yeah, I believe at this point of the game you have to keep being aggressive. I'm not gonna get one hit out of that, but still he cannot go on the offense, so it's absolutely fine by me to do that. I believe now he will get his one hit. And that was actually very well played by him. I believe I should not keep going in, but rather just take it steady, take it slow, and defend like a good boy. I'm gonna just ball right now. Kite it over. He plays the Drunker, so I'm gonna match his energy. Right now I'm gonna defend it, and that should close the game. That was very intense, and I definitely threw my almost all advantage. If he realized that spelling out was the play and not attacking, it would have been definitely his game, but we had too big of an advantage and it was nice playing him. Good game. Alright, so we're back. We are needing right now 2 games and we're up against Benny, who I believe I've played him today already. Would have been surprised if I lost to him. But for now, let's use the fact that he played very aggressively so we can unleash the aggression of our own. And take the tower. Like this. Alright, so our friend Benny, who is playing twins. Which is definitely not a counter to general. And we entered the halfway mark of single mana with a decent advantage. If he doubles down with Mother Devil, he's dead. I believe he knows that. And we can go already all in. He didn't even react to the skeletons, and we're gonna close this game right here, right now. GG's. Alright, and let's launch it to the last game against David Goggins. I believe this guy is actually in my clan, so if he likes to draw, I'm gonna actually allow him to, but he's not leaving, so I'm not gonna leave as well. I'm gonna just play some skeletons. And alright, so I'm gonna play Footman Barrel. You actually don't want to play General first play unless you know the matchup, and right now, even though I don't know the matchup, I'm gonna play General in the back since he used the 4 mana card for absolutely no reason on defense. And he's playing robots, so yeah, going same lane isn't perfect, but at the same time isn't bad since you can do tricks. Like, I'm gonna go Drunker anyway. I expected Footman, so it will be a beefy general going, and he resigned very early. So yeah, that was surely the suboptimal outcome for him, and as I'm always saying, this is actually my matchup. It has very little to do with the actual player's skill. I'm gonna most of the times win it anyway, but yeah, that was pretty unfortunate for him. I had the bomb on hand like instantly. good game. And we are 100 medals higher than we started. I don't know, replay log surely doesn't show all the replays, but like here are some. We are having this replay from 24. I believe max replay is already gone. Yep, it is, and it was pretty productive ladder pushing. So I don't know how to do the intro. Like, subscribe. It's gonna be probably cut anyway, but there's some voiceover for you guys to enjoy some Boom Arena content, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Peace.